They told you beauty was what your eyes could see. That desire was measured in curves, and that size defined womanhood. But they lied. Because real desire doesn't begin in the body. It begins in energy. And energy ... has no size. You see, the world taught women to perform beauty, to chase it, to shape it, to fear losing it. But the truth is, a woman's deepest power doesn't live in how she looks. It lives in how she feels. The body doesn't define attraction. The energy behind it does. A woman's sensuality isn't about proportions, it's about presence. The way she breathes when she's at peace with herself. The way she listens. The way she takes up space without needing permission. That's where desire begins, in her comfort, her awareness, her quiet emotional rhythm. Science backs it up. The limbic system, the emotional brain, lights up not for perfection, but for resonance. When someone radiates calm, authenticity, and confidence, your nervous system reacts before your mind even processes it. That's why a woman can walk into a room without saying a word and still shift the air. Her energy whispers, "I'm at home in my skin." A woman's magnetism doesn't live in her reflection, it lives in her frequency, in the stillness between her words, in the way she owns her softness without apology. That's what the world can't fake. Because the truth is, every woman who's ever felt less learned to find something deeper. When society told her she wasn't enough, she began listening inward. She found value in intuition, empathy, and awareness, the kind of beauty no mirror can measure. And that inner work didn't make her weaker. It made her magnetic. A woman who accepts her body as it is becomes dangerous, not to men, but to illusion. She doesn't need validation to feel beautiful. She radiates it. She carries a quiet gravity that pulls people toward her, not with noise, but with depth. And science agrees, emotional intelligence enhances sensuality. When a woman feels emotionally safe, oxytocin flows freely. Her body becomes more responsive, her senses more alive. Intimacy deepens not because of what she does, but because of who she is. Real attraction isn't about exaggeration. It's about harmony, balance between mystery and openness, confidence and softness, power and peace. That's what the subconscious finds irresistible: balance. The equilibrium that signals, "I'm safe here." So when she walks in, no excess, no performance, no desperation, and yet every eye turns. It's not her body they're drawn to. It's her alignment, her acceptance, her quiet confidence that says, "I'm whole." Because balance, not size, is what makes desire safe enough to stay. Confidence is the true language of desire. Not arrogance, not performance, but the still, grounded knowing of a woman who loves her own body exactly as it is. And when she does, when her energy no longer begs to be seen, she becomes unforgettable. That peace is magnetic. That self-trust, intoxicating. Because it invites you in without chasing your attention. It says, "I'm here, and I don't need your gaze to exist." And that kind of woman doesn't just make love. She creates connection. Research from the Journal of Sexual Medicine reveals that people who are satisfied with their bodies experience higher levels of emotional and physical pleasure. Why? Because when the mind isn't trapped in self-criticism, it's free to feel, fully, deeply, wildly. Presence replaces insecurity. And presence is the root of intimacy. A woman who feels at home in her skin gives her partner the same permission. She becomes a mirror, not of perfection, but of peace. And that peace is contagious. In her company, fear dissolves. Judgment fades. What's left is truth, touch, breathing, emotion. And that is the language of real sensuality. Because every spark you've ever felt, every heartbeat that raced when eyes met across a room, it all started in the mind, not the body. The brain is the most powerful sexual organ we have. Neuroscience calls it psychological resonance when two people align in rhythm, laughter, curiosity, and emotional trust. Dopamine floods the brain, oxytocin bonds the connection. And that's why the most magnetic chemistry doesn't happen between perfect people, it happens between present ones. When a woman feels emotionally seen, her body awakens, her nervous system relaxes, her energy expands. That's where real intimacy begins, not in what's visible, but in what's felt. Because the mirror can't reflect this kind of beauty. Only presence can. Physical attraction fades without emotional depth. But when desire grows from shared awareness, it doesn't die. It matures. It evolves into connection that outlives time. Gentlemen, listen closely. not as a voice on a screen, but as a woman speaking from truth. I've watched men chase the image of beauty that society sold them and miss the essence that could have changed their lives. I've seen women break under the weight of comparison, and I've seen men realize too late that what they were searching for was never found in appearance, but in energy. When you stop chasing perfection and start recognizing presence, everything about intimacy changes. You stop looking for bodies to impress you and start noticing souls that move you. Because the real woman you crave isn't the one who looks ideal, it's the one whose energy makes you feel alive. When you connect with a woman who's emotionally intelligent, confident, and in tune with her body, no matter her size, shape, or scars, she meets you in a depth few men ever reach. And when that happens, you'll understand. It was never about how she looked. It was always about how she made you feel. So don't just hear this message. Feel it, share it, reflect on it, and start seeing women and yourself through new eyes. Because the moment you do, everything about love, desire, and connection will change forever.